Look, these doors used to be covered in graffiti, but no more. See, it's not impossible.
London streets once the pride of the empire. Now, some say, the playground of vandals and the apathetic. But the reality is more complicated. I'm Alex Armstrong, this is GBN Originals. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. While politicians and authorities claim to be tackling the problem, their efforts have largely fallen short. The failure of government leadership and a chronic lack of effective policing have left Londoners frustrated and frankly vulnerable. This is not a story of heroic grassroots triumphs, but a system stretched to the breaking point, forcing ordinary people to fill in the gaps left by those meant to protect them. London 2025, the Tube, once the lifeblood of the capital, moving millions of people around every day, is increasingly marred by graffiti, vandalism, and a creeping sense of lawlessness. Mayor Sadiq Khan insists he's doing his best, but for many, his best is a little more than empty words. When officialdom fails, the burden seemingly falls on the people. The Guardian Angels, a group you might have heard of, that started in 1970s New York, once symbolised community action and action against crime. When they arrived in London in 1989, however, they were met not with support, but with scepticism and rejection from the establishment. Yet another example of the authorities' reluctance to back genuine grassroots efforts. The handful who remain, Hawk, Axe and Elephant, patrol the city on their own time and dime. Not because they want to be heroes, because the system has left them clearly with no alternative. But this isn't just about the Guardian Angels. The vacuum left by official inaction is being filled in other, sometimes unexpected ways. Conservative Shadow Justice Secretary Robert Jenrick has taken to viral stunts confronting fare dodgers on the underground and posting the encounters online. His approach has grabbed headlines, but it's telling that such displays are even necessary. Shouldn't fare evasion be tackled by the authorities, not politicians who are getting viral moments? Of course, GB News presenter Tom Harwood is the latest name to have joined a campaign group, famously seen cleaning graffiti from tube carriages just the other day.
So, have a look at what we've been doing to this tube train. As we know, the Bakerloo line is absolutely riddled with graffiti. Well, not anymore, at least not so much on this particular carriage. We have been wiping away, swiping away with eco-friendly graffiti remover, I'm sure you're glad to know. But it shows just how easy it is. TfL, get a move on. If a couple of guys with some cheap graffiti remover make it look slightly less terrible, you can too.
Using the internet without a VPN, a virtual private network, is a bit like taking to the road without car insurance. All it takes is one unlucky moment to cost you a lot of cash. This video's sponsor is Private Internet Access. They are the VPN to help keep you safe. Click the link in the description below to find out why over 30 million people have downloaded PIA to protect themselves online. A virtual private network is an app that hides your IP address and helps keep your data private. When you're browsing the internet at home, you give up a large amount of data to businesses, to shops, and indeed to social media giants too. Hackers have the ability to steal your personal data with ease, including sensitive information such as passwords, keystrokes, and even your personal photos. Private Internet Access helps protect your personal data by encrypting your internet connection to keep your data out of the hands of cyber criminals. And it's not just hackers either to be concerned about. Information can be censored too. When Canada passed their C-18 bill, social media giants decided to ban news content on their platforms. But PIA can protect your ability to consume the news and content you love. Private Internet Access is available for Windows users, Mac OS, Android, Linux, iOS, and you can use one PIA subscription to protect an unlimited amount of devices. And we've got a huge GB News discount for you too. Click the link in this video's description and you'll get a massive 83% off PIA. That's under £2 a month, the price of a coffee, and you'll get an extra 4 months completely free on top. Also, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee too. Visit piavpn.com/GB News to start protecting yourself digitally today.
Again, it's ordinary people here, and again, a few public figures stepping in where the city's own services have clearly failed to keep up. It's not about seeking praise for many of these people, it's a sign of frustration. Londoners are fed up with paying for a service that's being defaced, frankly, and with politicians who talk tough but are delivering little. And now the debate has shifted further. Former SAS soldier and potential mayoralty candidate Ant Middleton has proposed forming a new security force for London, blending police with military veterans. He put that out on a post on X. This is a dramatic response, isn't it? But it's hard to ignore the context. A city where official policing is seen as inadequate and where such proposals gain traction out of sheer desperation. Some may see these actions as inspiring, but let's be clear about this. This patchwork of citizen interventionism is not a sustainable solution. Ordinary people, whether they're commuters, campaigners, or celebrities, shouldn't have to expect to do the job of authorities. The fact that they feel compelled to step in is a damning indictment of government and policing failures. London, like many other cities across the UK, is at a crossroads. On one side, you've got apathy and decline. On the other, a scramble to fill the void left by those in charge. The guardian angels, the commuters with sponges, the politicians with cameras, and the ex-soldiers potentially, they're all symptoms of a system that clearly isn't working anymore. If London is to reclaim its streets, it needs more than viral videos and volunteer cleaning squads. It needs real leadership, accountability, and a policing strategy that isn't to constantly cut them, and one that actually works. Until then, Londoners will keep stepping up. This is not going to go away. And it's not out of a sense of pride, but out of a sense of necessity and desperation. I'm Alex Armstrong, and this is GB News Originals. If you believe London deserves better, hit like and subscribe and share your thoughts below.
Look, these doors used to be covered in graffiti, but no more. See, it's not impossible.
Yeah, not impossible it is, because there is so much that can actually be done. And just a few friends of mine, actually a guy called Joe Reeve, who organised this all, he's from the campaign group Looking for Growth. And he got in touch and said, do I want to come? And I was like, absolutely, I bloomin' do. Because I think we can show some pictures of some of our work, which was just on Sunday morning. And it was actually remarkably simple. What we did was we sprayed the graffiti with sort of anti-graffiti spray, eco-friendly anti-graffiti spray, actually, as it is.
I didn't even know it was a thing. A
bit of scrubbing, and look, it just comes off. I mean, this stuff is not rocket science, and you'd think that TfL would employ some people to do this. But I mean, if TfL won't do this, we thought we'd go and help show how it could be done.
Which is fantastic. You did a great job. But you did it very early in the morning. That's why there's no passengers on the train. But it was a live operating tube train, and this is the.
I mean, the train is actually moving as we scrub.
And this is the Bakerloo line, isn't it? Which is one of the oldest lines in London, if you're not a Londoner. I mean, it's a very small, deep underground train line. And it's one of the worst for graffiti.
Yeah, and it's only recently that it's become so bad. I mean, when I first moved to London and I was taking tube trains, I would never see this level of graffiti. Only in the last year or two have we started to see real intense amounts of graffiti, particularly on the Bakerloo line, but also on the Central line. And it just seems that TfL has given up.
Well, you were telling me, Tom, that a couple of train drivers, when they saw what you were doing, said, brilliant, well done.
Yeah, well, because we were on this train for a long time. So we went right to the end, to the depot at one end and to the other. So we all had to get off. And the tube driver actually told us when that particular train was coming round and back again so that we could get back on it and complete our work. But the two tube drivers we met were nothing short of really happy that we were there doing this work, that sort of we had a bit of civic pride that seems to have vanished from so many people.
So the $64,000 question is, why aren't Transport for London doing this? If it's not that difficult, why aren't they doing it? Have you had any response from them?
Well, frankly, what they have said for some time is that their big industrial depot washers have got some problems. But this is the peculiar thing, right? I mean, sure, it may be the best way to wash these is by taking the rolling stock off the tracks and doing the proper industrial thing. But we've shown, me and just some friends have shown that with over-the-counter cheap graffiti spray and a few sponges, you can wipe this stuff down. You can get this stuff off. So what I think this displays is just a total lack of imagination, a total unwillingness to do anything about the sort of social decay that we're seeing in our cities in the country at the moment. A laziness, a profound laziness and lack of political will at the heart of the governance of London that means that people are just like, oh, the washing machine's broken, we'll just live with this social decay. Well, no. You don't have to live with the social decay. You can come up with new ways to do things. You can give some people some sponges, some water, and some graffiti spray and get that stuff off. It's not impossible. Pull your socks up, Sadiq. Do something about it.